Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Desire Dialogues, the podcast all about sex, love, and relationships. I'm your host, sex coach Lauren, and today we're going to dive into a topic that is becoming more and more popular and with good stinking reason: sex toys. So, whether you're a seasoned pro like myself, I have been in the romance enhancement product industry since 2013, so I love it. I think they're super helpful. So whether you're a pro like myself, a connoisseur, or you're somebody who's just curious how toys can enhance your sex life, this episode's for you. You're in the right spot. So we're going to be discussing why sex toys aren't just for solo play, but can be an important part of enhancing pleasure, connection, and intimacy in the bedroom with the partner or partners. So let's just start with a simple but often overlooked question. Right? Why are sex toys important in the bedroom? Well, for many people, sex toys are seen as a way to spice things up, add a bit of novelty, or just bring some extra pleasure into the mix. But there's so much more to it than that. Sex toys actually serve as this tool of empowerment when you're saying, I want to try something new. I would like to experience more pleasure. And then I would like to explore it with you, like within a relationship that helps your communication. And this is very true when it's used in a fun, consensual, and healthy way. I love research. Research shows that 90% of women who use sex toys during sex report higher satisfaction with their sex lives. So just beyond the physical pleasure, sex toys really help couples communicate more openly about what feels good, what doesn't feel good, open about their desires. Like, I would really like to try this position, but use this toy at the same time. It breaks down the sexual barriers, maybe shame that you've been handed down, where like toys are a no-no. This really helps increase that overall intimacy and brings playful into it. So, sex toys as a tool for exploration. All right, so let's talk about that exploration piece. One of the biggest benefits of sex toys is that they allow individuals and couples to explore new sensations, explore experiences that may not have been possible otherwise, right? So whether it's a vibrator, a dildo, or even more complex and fun toys like penis pumps, anal beads, cock rings, toys can kind of help you figure out what feels really good, but in a safe and controlled way. So for many people, trying a new toy can really be a way to expand their boundaries, open up conversations with the partner about what they may want to try. For example, vibrators are often used to enhance clitoral stimulation for women. Did you know that about 70 to 80% of clitoris owners actually require clitoral stimulation to achieve orgasm during intercourse? So the clitoris actually has 8,000 to 10,000 nerve endings, all right? It is solely there for pleasure. The clitoris itself is actually like a wishbone shaped. So think of a wishbone, right? The top, right at the tippity top, that is where the clitoris is usually seen externally. It looks like a little nub, right? Sometimes it's under a clitoral hood. That actually runs down internally down both sides of the vaginal lips. And the bulbs at the bottom of the wishbone is actually going to be hugging both sides of the vaginal opening, which is why that first third of the vagina is so condensed with nerve endings, and where we love just the tip. So vibrators often come in play as well with nipples, right? Each nipple actually has 800 nerve endings. Doesn't matter the gender too, which is really cool, right? Also, vibrators feel fantastic all over the penis. It's the same exact nervous tissue, same exact muscle receptor tissue. So if it's going to feel good on the clitoris, you can find ways for that to feel good on the penis, whether it's at the tip, whether it's right underneath the frenulum. So the frenulum is actually going to be like a penis owner's clitoris, okay? That is actually right underneath the tip of the penis. Sometimes it looks like an upside down heart if the penis is circumcised, and it would have about 4,000 to 5,000 nerve endings. If the penis is uncircumcised, they actually have more nerve endings, more like 6,000. Also, vibration can feel fantastic all the way up and down the shaft. You can totally vibrate it. You can totally give a hand job with a vibrator in hand. That way your whole hand vibrates. You could take a little vibrator, put it behind the testicles, on the testicles, depending on what the partner likes, right? Just like any body, you may not like the feeling of a vibrator. You may like the feeling of a gyrator. There's all different types of sensations that toys can give you. There's oscillators, there is air pleasure technology, there's warming. So lots of different sensations to explore and explore all over the body. Think erogenous zones, right? Up and down the spinal cord, behind the ears, down the neck, right? On the inside of the thighs. So when we experiment with these, with all these different types of toys, partners actually can get a sense of what feels good and then communicate that. And that gives you that fostering, like that deep sense of connection, right? And trust that your needs and desires are going to be heard. And it's really exciting for both of you. So let's not just forget that it's going to be a physical experience, right? It's actually more about getting in touch with your sexual identity as you get to pinpoint things that you like. You get to add it into your, pleasure manual, your user manual. So many people report that introducing toys into their routine really help them understand their own bodies. And that is going to increase your overall sexual confidence. So sex toys and mutual satisfaction. So when it comes to couples play, sex toys really can be an amazing way to enhance that mutual satisfaction. Let's face it, sometimes one partner's needs may not be fully met by traditional sex alone because of the way that the body is structured, right? Sometimes the nerve endings aren't easily accessible, and that's totally okay. It's not okay when we completely put those needs aside and give up exploring. So, for example, a couple may use a cock ring to help the penis owner increase stamina and prolong pleasure. But also, if you get a vibrating cock ring, not only does the wearer of the cock ring get the benefits, but the receiver gets that vibration transmitted to their body during contact. And the entire shaft of the penis will vibrate as well with a cock ring. If you're new to cock rings, what you would do is make sure it is down, placed at the bottom and the base of the penis. Make sure you use lubrication because no one likes cock rug burn. Ouch. Please be mindful not to pull on the pubic hair. It's attached to the sole. And then you do not want to leave a cock ring on longer than 15 to 20 minutes. What it does, it's going to be tight enough to actually trap in the blood flow. So it will actually, the penis will actually enlarge. It'll be bigger than usual, which is really cool. And with the vibration, it is actually transmitted. So the whole shaft of the penis will vibrate and your partner, whoever's on the receiving end, is going to feel that. So these toys can stimulate both partners at once, and it really, helps for a fulfilling sexual experience for both parties. So heck yeah. And couple vibrators, like the ones designed for both partners to wear during sex, are really examples of how toys can create a shared experience, right? They deliver simultaneously pleasure, often through dual stimulation, and also, leads to heightened intimacy, right? You're looking forward now to trying that new thing, and then it turns into maybe you're shopping for new things to try together, right? This can help you get over maybe a sexual plateau, which is so very common. My goodness. It brings back the novelty of something new to try, right? With the same person, especially in long-term relationships. So it's a way to experiment without having to rely solely on traditional penetration, right? It's a way to keep things fresh and exciting, especially if, maybe it feels like the routine becomes a little predictable, and that's totally okay. Let's talk about toys for solo play. So while today's episode, focuses on a lot of toys that you can use with a partner, it's really important to mention that toys are also incredibly valuable for solo play, right? Masturbation is the highest form of self-love. It's natural, it's healthy. It's a great way to explore your own body, relieve stress. It's actually really good for your physical body too, as you're releasing these incredible feel-good hormones. You get to learn what feels good, and then you get to share that with your partner. So for many, introducing toys, into solo play leads to like a deeper understanding of your own sexual needs, and then can translate into better sex. So, for example, if a clitoris owner uses a vibrator to understand like the way she likes to be stimulated on the clit, she may feel more confident to then explain those needs to a partner during play. So the same thing, like men who use masturbation sleeves can utilize what kind of sensations or pressure they enjoy during masturbation and share it with a partner. So it's really about self-empowerment and discovery, which is going to benefit every relationship, especially the one with yourself. So my friends, there's a big stigma around around it. It really is. It's still around sex toys, especially when we're in a more conservative or like traditional setting. A lot of people may feel embarrassed or even guilty about using them, and sometimes we think that it implies like that the other person is not enough, or if they're not enough on their own, or that it means something's wrong with their relationship. But the truth is, sex toys are a tool, and it will help prevent you from getting carpal tunnel. So they get to give you different stimulation and sensations than just fingers, hands, and penises, and humping a pillow can. It gives you a deeper, your body is here for pleasure. So when you can find more ways to provide yourself pleasure, that's fantastic. It breaks up the monotony, right, of all of it. And there is no shame in bringing more pleasure into your game, right? I encourage anybody who feels embarrassed to try new things in the bedroom to think of sex toys as like an extension of your body. Not something you need, but something you allow in there with you to feel more in tune with your sexuality, really tap into your sexual energy and feel more connected to your body, right? So the only shame comes from the stigma attached to something that can really enhance your life, right? So let's talk about practical tips for introducing toys into your sex life. So if you're interested in, interested in introducing these sex toys into your bedroom, whether solo or partnered, like where do you start, right? Here's a few tips to get you going. Number one, start with communication. So if you're in a relationship, talk about it with your partner. Express why you'd like to try using toys, and be open to discussing what kind of toys you're both curious about. When we have these healthy conversations, it really sets the tone for a really fun experience, honestly. What I like to do, it's like a little formula, all right? You start with a positive intention, a positive statement with the intention. So if I were to say, hey, I love the sex that we've been having, and I read about this, or Betty was telling me about this toy that she brought in to the bedroom with her and James, and it really heightened her orgasms, and he loved watching her get that much more pleasure. I was wondering if you'd be open to trying more sensations with me. So you do the positive statement, the intention, and the request. So you ask, you leave it open-ended. So you guys can totally choose something, simple. So number two, let's start with something simple, maybe not really big and intimidating, right? Simple vibrator, a massage oil candle that can double as a sensation toy. It's really not going to be about the like size or complexity, but more so gauging your, exploration with comfort, right? Don't do anything that you're not feeling totally into, and that's totally cool. So when you get a feel for what you're comfortable with before committing to a purchase, that's really the best idea. And if you have a consultant in the romance enhancement industry that can actually explain what these do for you, help you find the right fit for your body and your budget, that's really helpful. So I got you. I'm your personal shopper when it comes to all the sex toys to really enhance your life. I got you. Also, use lube. Lube is everything. Lube and sex toys go hand in hand, right? Like bread and butter. Makes everything glide. It helps just, prevent any discomfort, especially with those toys that are inserted into the body. So when we keep things clean, that is key. All right. Hygiene is so important. So that way you can maintain both the longevity and the health of your toys as well as yourself. My friends, we're here. We're wrapping it up. Right? Sex toys are not just about increasing physical pleasure. They're about connection, exploration, and empowerment. Whether you're in a relationship or enjoying the fuck out of your solo play, they're tools that really help enhance and shape your sexual experiences. They create more opportunities for more sensation and a way to learn more about yourself and your partners. There's no one right way to incorporate toys into your life, but when it's done with, care, respect, and open communication, it really can be a game changer. So my friends, that's it for today. That is our episode of Desire Dialogues. If you found this conversation helpful, I'd love it if you gave this show, give it a little star, or maybe 5 stars if you're really feeling it, right? Share it with a friend, share it with your partner. Feel free to reach out to me with all my links are in the show note. Reach out to me. We can set up a time to chat with you and your partner or partners about what would be the best toys to add in if you're just new to exploring. I am your pleasure cheerleader, all right? There's no one way to do sex, all right? Just the way that feels good for you. So until next time, my friends, take care and happy exploring.